Hello and welcome to World Creativity Day 2021. My name is Niraj Shakya and I am a design thinking consultant, educator and coach. And I'm also the local leader for London for World Creativity Day. Excitement is building up for World Creativity Day, the biggest global festival of creativity that is happening on the 21st and the 22nd of April to inspire creativity in people and communities around the world. We have gathered more than 1,000 amazing inspirers who will be sharing their insights and learnings on creativity to help you become more creative in your own work and life. We have these inspirers from so many different backgrounds and industries that you're sure to pick up loads of tips on how to be more creative in your own role and your own life. Doesn't matter whatever you do. And if you think that you're not creative, by the end of those 2 days, trust me, you will change your mind. You will believe that you are creative. And our local leaders from all around the world have been working tirelessly to bring these amazing events to you. And today I'll be speaking with the local leader from Los Angeles, Regis Terêncio. Regis, welcome.
Hey, Niraj. I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. How have you been?
Good. Locked down, but pretty good. Working in different projects at the production company that I work for, and getting ready for the World Creativity Day. Talking to different inspirers that are going to be sharing with us in Los Angeles. So yeah, it's very exciting. I am nervous to be honest, and just I think in excitement.
I know exactly what you mean, and I think I feel the same in terms of like all the events that will be coming from London, and it all sounds really exciting, but at the same time, I can feel that nervousness, right? Like it's not too long to go now.
I know, yeah.
So I'm sure there's lots of exciting things that you've planned for us. But before we go on to the actual lineup from Los Angeles, I'm pretty sure, like, we would love to know more about yourself first and what do you do and what brings you to World Creativity Day. So Regis, tell us a bit about yourself. Like, what do you do?
Sure. So I am a film producer and a creative professional. I work at a production company in LA called Big Puddle Films, and we make short films, commercials, corporate videos, and also what is the most fun, feature films and series. We have a sci-fi feature that is coming out this year. It's called The Abandoned, and yeah, it's really cool. I'm very excited, and yeah, I also have a company called Boutique All My Dreams with my wife, and we make costumes, luxury costumes for moms and daughters to go to like theme parks and special events and places like that.
Great. So obviously you pretty much live and breathe creativity in all your work, like in films, directing, and when you're actually making physical products as well, right? So what role does creativity play in your work and life?
Sure. I love stories, and I generally don't create these stories that I produce, that I execute, but I think creativity plays a major role in my life related to stories, because there's a quote from Plato. He says, "Those who tell the stories rule society." And I believe that like strongly. And there are so many stories that shaped my life, and I believe that more important than what stories we tell is how we tell those stories. And when a story is told right, it really has the power to change people and to change the entire society. And yeah, creativity is necessary, is an important, it's essential to create those stories.
I totally agree. So what kind of creative process does go into the kind of work that you do? Could you tell us a bit about, like, how does your mind work, and what process do you follow?
Sure. So generally, I'd say that 90% of my time I am producing our work. So in my day-to-day basis, I am doing like coordinating, hiring people, hiring crew, hiring gear, equipment, and scheduling, budgeting, and executing the work to make sure we have the best film on screen, and that I used the budget that we have efficiently. So most part of my time I am using creativity to use money efficiently to create the best stories possible. Yeah, I think that's pretty much sums up.
Great. And that's also like a testimonial to how creativity can be used in so many different things, right? Um, and so could you tell us a bit about how you kind of came across World Creativity Day, and why did you decide to join the organization as a local leader?
Sure. Back in 2019, I was invited to be an inspirer in the city where I came from, in the countryside of São Paulo. So I shared as an inspired there, and also in 2020, I talked about the inverted networking, which is my approach to networking, because I have a, I don't know how to say it, but I have social anxiety. So it's really, really hard for me to go to like networking events just for the sake of networking. I'm nervous now just to think about it and just to imagine the situation, like birthday parties, barbecues, anything like that, where I don't know exactly why I'm there or what is the script of what I'm saying. That makes me so nervous. And because I have that, I needed to create a different approach to networking. And that's what I call the inverted networking, which is instead of trying to talk to like 200 different people and, like send cards to everyone, I I have like my mentors, the people that I learn from and the people that I look up to. So I study those people and I try to figure out what is it that they need that I could offer them. And because I'm a huge fan of them, I approach them offering something that has a lot of value to them and that they would love to have it for sure, and I give it for free. And generally I end up working with them. I don't need to ask to work with them, but because I just gave them so much value, they end up, wanting to work with me. So that's my approach, and that's what I shared in the last World Creativity Day. And then I knew that the World Creativity Day was not happening in LA, so I offered myself to be the local leader and to do the first edition in LA.
Great. So, what do you think of the creativity scene in LA? Obviously, like, we hear a lot about, obviously there's Hollywood and all the movies coming out of there. So what else have you felt there in terms of the creative energy in LA?
I think it would be kind of cliche to say this, but yeah, LA breathes creativity. I think I could say it's the mecca of storytelling, and it's like the heart of this industry. So it's everywhere. And like I said before, but I'd like to give an example. So when I say that it breeds creativity and that storytelling is so important, um, and that creativity is this major element of storytelling. To give an example, you know that website, I'm sure you know that website, AliExpress, Alibaba, those Chinese websites that you buy
Hmm.
something for, a flash drive for $1. And so I saw an article a few years ago that the guy was talking to the owner, the creator of that empire. He's called Jack Ma. And he also, I identify with him because he also has some kind of social challenge to interact with people. And I think what he has it even worse than what I have, because in the interview the guy asked him, so um, how were you able to create this empire being like this, and he was like, yeah, my entire life I had to face people like you that couldn't believe that I was able to do anything because of the way I am. So I never had a girlfriend because of the way I am. I was never given a job, never in my life, because no one ever believed that I was able to perform. And every time I got back home and I wanted to kill myself, I would watch that movie Forrest Gump, and that story made me want to live one more day. And that's the power of a story well told. And I think that's what Los Angeles do. There are a lot of bad stories, but we are also creating a lot of really good stories that are creating this kind of impact in people's lives. That's my passion. That's why I'm there.
And that is very inspiring to hear, coming from you as well, who's I guess lived in that kind of social anxiety, felt it yourself, but turn that around
Yeah.
and turn that into an opportunity. And that's such an inspiring thing to hear.
Mhm.
I'm sure, like a lot of people who are watching this, some of them might be in a similar situation. What advice you might have for them to maybe turn that around, or maybe, like, be more creative, or come up with solutions like you did?
Um, I believe that creativity is being vulnerable, like 100% vulnerable, to explore and expose our unlimited potential. So normally we don't have access to our unlimited potential, and there are certain situations that we face, like challenges and problems. It could be even in art. When we are creating something, we have the challenge of creating that thing. We don't know what we're going to create. And also when we have real life problems, we don't know how to solve that. So when we face challenges and problems, we can approach those things in two different ways. One of those ways is like to look at a problem and think, what the heck? I don't know what to do. I don't know how to solve this. I hate it. I hate it. And when you think like that, your mind immediately locks up and you've lost all the chances that you had to solve that problem. But if you approach it in a different way, like, oh yeah, can you, yeah, thanks. If you approach it in a different way, if you look at a problem or a challenge like, um, I got this. Yeah, I think I can solve this. Yeah, if you approach a problem like that, you force your mind to go like, oh crap, do I know how to do this? And your mind is like working hard to find the information that you told your mind you know how to do this, that you got this, and it's there working, and then it's going to collect everything that is there, all the information that is there, is going to collect and put it together, and your whatever it is that you're going to put out is that result that you created, creativity, because you approach a challenge or a problem like that, and you have to be completely vulnerable, because this thing that you created, it could be genius or it could be ridiculous. And they say that a genius idea or crazy idea are really close to each other, and the only difference is that if it worked or not. And also, I think the wisest people I know and I've ever met, my life mentors, they all look a little crazy and out of their minds. And I think if I told them, you're out of your mind, they would probably tell me, yeah, and it's been taking me a lifetime of practice to be out of my mind. You should be out of your mind too. Yeah.
I think that's some great advice there. And you definitely kind of mentioned that crucial point about the mindset and how important it is, right? Maybe it's as important or maybe even more important than what you know and how you do things is how you think about what you need to be doing. And that can totally reframe the way you approach a certain problem and see it in a different light, right? And again, like you said, being vulnerable. I think that's so crucial. That's come up so frequently across a lot of culture conversations we've been having with local leaders, that just putting yourself out there and then just being comfortable with that vulnerability, right? And not trying to put on this armor of kind of this defense to prevent you from getting attacked, because in creativity you will make mistakes, and that's how you come up with better solutions, by making mistakes.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing to hear coming from yourself, and with someone actually who's been in the industry and been through all those. So one thing that I'm excited about is the lineup that's coming up from Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what you have in store for us.
Sure. So as the local leader in LA, I'm bringing different professionals together to look at storytelling as an important tool to shape our society and the creative economy. So there will be directors and storytellers talking about diversity in storytelling, and distributors talking about how to create stories that are important to shape society, but also how to market and to sell them. Because you could have the best story, told right, the best story, thought-provoking, but if nobody watches it, it's not impacting anyone. So I'm bringing also distributors, I'm bringing marketing creatives and experts to also look at storytelling as an important tool to transform people and to generate sale. And I'm talking to educational experts and immigration lawyers, and to look at storytelling from different perspectives and ask the question, can stories actually change society?
Great. I'm super excited to hear about all those stories about stories.
Yeah.
Right? And thank you so much for all the hard work that you've been putting together to bring these events to us. And I'm sure it's taken a lot of time, a lot of sweat, but it looks like it's going to be great. It's going to be a great series of events coming out of Los Angeles. And I'm sure everyone can feel the excitement as much as I can as well. So just lastly, what would you like to say to the LA community or the global community in terms of how they can be part of the World Creativity Day 2021?
I would invite everyone to join this creative revolution. Participate. It's going to help you to boost your creativity, and it's going to inspire you to be a better human and a better professional. There is a friend of mine who passed away, Guilherme Righetti, and he used to say, if you want to be a great professional, you have to be a great human being first. And I believe, based on my past experiences on the World Creativity Day, watching all the activities that are promoted during this event, you not only become a better professional, but also a better human being, and super inspired to execute all the things that you have in your mind, because people think that knowledge is power, but it's not really. Knowledge is like potential power, but execution is real power. And I believe the World Creativity Day has this power, to this potential to inspire you to execute all the ideas that you have in your mind. So I really encourage you to join us in this creative revolution. Visit the website worldcreativityday.com and register. And yeah, I hope to see you all there.
Great. And that's such a great message to end this chat on, right? We're all collectively trying to be better humans, better problem solvers, and more creative. And hopefully, World Creativity Day can do that for everyone who will be watching these series of inspiring talks from all these inspirers around the world. So, not too long to go now. It's less than 2 weeks, 21st and the 22nd of April of 2021. Don't forget to mark your diaries. It's almost here. Be there. Mark your calendars. Book your time out. Take a day off. Whatever you need to do. Don't miss those 2 days of amazing and inspiring talks and activities from inspirers all around the world. It's going to be super fun, super intense, and super creative. So don't miss out. We'll see you there.